I'm gonna start this video off with I took like 2 hours to do this. If I took 2 hours to do this and you don't have a whole team that can do this, I'm sorry. This is disrespectful. AF, I do not care. This game is gonna be cheeks. It's gonna die. So now, what am I gonna talk about? I'm gonna talk about new demon wedges. They talk about new demon wedges in this patch. If these new demon wedges are not this, I'm crashing out. If the new demon wedge, right, is not um, FINA's particular skill damage one that you farm, particular one of these that you farm, and then if the stuff on the bottom, right, is not the Griffins that give you skill efficiency, and then max sanity, all right, you're cooked. You're already cooked in your formula. Fix your formula. Fix your formula. Okay, that is what I'm saying right now. That's what I'm saying right now. Fix your formula. Okay. This video, it's gonna be a rant. It's gonna be a tangent. It's gonna be a lot of stuff. I'm gonna edit for you guys because I like you guys. I want this video to be well formulated so the devs can understand. I will copy all of this and put this in the description. They can read it. Okay. Yeah. Before I talk about this, I want to talk about the main problem that this is. The main problem with this is the fact that there's so much inconsistencies with the Coventer system, and the Coventer system is cheeks. Them creating a basic formula and a basic system, removing the elements from the Coventer system will fix this. So this is what I want to say. This is what we're gonna do. Okay. All right. All right. Here's what I say. All right. You apologize, you reset the system, the game is still early, you can still fix this. Who cares? Fix it, burn it, put it in the fucking ground, reset, give players 100 of the gold books or whatever, the 200 maybe, or maybe you're just making a rolling event where the current event just gives everyone 2000% drop rate for like a week or two. Okay, so that way they can catch back to where they are, and that way they don't waste as much time as they already did because the system is chalked. Just accept it, tank it, apologize, reset, because you're going to reset the system, and resetting the system is more important so that you fix the structure so that your bones are good so that you can fucking build on it. Okay? Okay. Why am I saying this? Oh, I'm sorry. I farmed, all right? Don't get me wrong. I farmed. I have all of these gold demon wedges, okay? If anyone that is going to say this system is bad, okay, or this system or changing the system is whatever, you're cooked. Don't talk, okay? All right, farming these, all right, and all of this, we're gonna get over that. But this is just to show you guys, I farm these. I farm these. Oh, and not just on one character, on another character. So I farm these, all right. Also, I put money into it, all right, and we're gonna get over into that. I want you guys to understand what's going on. Just tank it, apologize, and tank it, and reset it, okay? Um, Before I get into that, right? Um, Morph, he's another YouTuber. Shout out to him. He's kind of further than me in the game, so he understands these systems a little bit more. He's hit the bottlenecks in some of these systems more, but he's going extremely vertical, and he's hitting the bottlenecks for going vertical. Okay. This video is mainly going to be about Covanters, but I do want to highlight track shift modules. Okay. And you adjusting the slot track. If I change this slot, it will not, like, if I change this to moon, it will completely reset it. And so if you're trying to do multiple builds on the characters, right now it doesn't matter because you can't do multiple builds, but after this system is fixed, you need to do this. So um personally, some people said you just make like they call it like gigaforma or something. I forgot what it's called in Warframe. Personally, just make it simple. Just make it, if I put dick on this track, there's dick. If I put moon on this track, there's moon. If I put titty on this track, there's titty. If I do that, and so it'll just add up, and eventually you can get all four if you want all four on a given character. Okay, that's what I say for track shift modules. Maybe make them like, instead of 20, make them like 10 or 15 because you're gonna be using multiple. Just ease up on that because it makes the grind a little bit better. Just chillax on making the grind giga. Just understand it's okay for people to have everything. It's okay. It's okay. Just let people enjoy the game. All right. And so that way you can focus on making cooler content and more content instead of all of your content in the game just being grindy. Okay. Thank you. I made it, and then okay. All right, I'm gonna go over three prefixes at three of these bullets at once because we're gonna go over them and they're just gonna add on. They're gonna be redundant for me to go over them again and again. So, all of the prefixes for each one of the Covanters. Okay. That's going to be explained in the system at the end. Remove the elements. That's also going to be explained in the system in the end because you're going to have a lot to grind anyway. So you're not going to need the elements to be tied for the grind. All right. And the farming process, remove the characters and the weapons from the farming process. Let me go over here. Remove these phoenixes and remove these. When I'm done, there will be about 9 of these each. So it doesn't matter. The grind will be about the same, but it'll be better. Okay, well, they're going to be 10, but the grind will be about the same, but it'll be better. Okay? Trust me. Trust me. Okay. Next on the list is trashing wedges. Gives new material for crafting ones. Covanters, Griffon, TYPHON PHEONIX. CJ did this. Instead of increasing the farm rate, I think this is kind of a cool system too. Let me go over it a little bit more in depth. So we understand that each one of these have different types. Covanters. These ones are Phoenix. These ones are Cerberus. Okay. And do I need to go over each one? We have Griffon over here. And yeah, all of these have different ones. Okay. Make it so that when you trash them, you get like 10 dust or something, like other games. And then 100 dust is to craft one of the particular type you want. And depending on what rarity it is, you know, you get the different color dust corresponding to each one. Okay, I don't care what the number is. I don't. Just make it so that the system is consistent and it works. And there's a way that you could utilize any overcap or any ones that you don't want in particular so that you can reach the ones that you do want a little bit faster. Okay, that'll ease up on the grind a bit and it'll make things easier. All right, this idea was CJ's. So, shout out to him. W him. Okay. Next thing on the list is also fixed resolve. Because why is it 4 and morale is 12%? And your damage is based off your total HP value. When I explain this, you'll understand this a bit more. Okay, resolve is so morale is 12%. Okay, resolve is 4%. When we fix the system, we also want to fix the problems with it. This is one of the numbers things. There are a lot of other number things that they're going to have to fix logistically. It's not my job to do QA, but this is one that I want to explain, and it's kind of weird and stupid. So first we have to explain how morale works. So morale is like a damage boost. I don't know how it factors in the formula, but I will tell you how it works. If you're at 100% HP, if you have 12% morale, like this, you will get 12% damage. I don't know how that damage works. You'll get your 12%. Now, if you're at 50% HP, like your character's at half health or something, okay, you're at 50% total HP. All right, instead of getting the 12%, you will get 50% of the 12. You will get six. Okay, that's how I understand how it works. Okay, and now for resolve, it works differently. So why is resolve 4% but morale is 12%? Resolve should be at least 18% because if it works the opposite, all right, the only character that could utilize Resolve properly is Psyche, and every character that uses Resolve is going to need a passive like Psyche has, where she essentially doesn't care about her HP for Resolve because she has like a what is it? Is it 120-second passive that gives her the uptime on it, the buff? It's weird, okay, where she doesn't have to worry about the percent. Okay, most characters will not stay 1% HP unless they make it a thing in the game. Okay, they will fluctuate. Any resolve character, they will fluctuate a bit. Okay, and so that will ruin their uptime. So if resolve is 100% at 1% HP, all right, and then it's 50% at 50% HP, and you kind of fluctuate in between that, you should kind of make that number a little bit more generous and a little bit better, because characters, especially characters like Outsider, do not have a great passive that work with it, and so it will help. Okay, so fix this resolve number too. I'm not gonna tell you all the numbers that you need to fix, just this one because this is one that stands out to me. Okay, we're gonna go over two here. For anyone saying the farm will be too fast after these changes are thing, you will still need 1k secret letters. All right, if you fully want to max out an I6 character, it takes 1.5k. How many people are complaining they don't have I6 link now? Okay, so per plus 10 wedge, so SUGMA, it's still going to be a grind, right? And you still have to do the runs. So don't talk about the grind. Don't talk about how this affects the grind because there's still a second half to the grind that you have to do after you collecting is only like 60% of the grind, okay? And the next thing is why swipe these for these if you're rotating, okay? Like, that's something I realized after like the first 3 days of this game when I was grinding demon wedges. After the third day, I was like, wait, just rotate, so it's just a time sink. Why do I I don't get it faster. Like 2,000%, like spending $8 or whatever it is for that. Like it's insane. It makes no sense. So why swipe is rotating? It's not a good system. Instead of commissioning manuals, you should probably just do like an hour based percentage booster. That's something I will say. That'll probably be more enticing to swipe for than 2,000% for one run. I'm not gonna lie. Or you can fix the numbers on that. It's not my job, but yeah. Okay, this one's gonna be the Giga one. And this one's probably gonna be the end off. Okay. Um, if you say OMG, they can add any of these in patch 1.x, you're brain dead, you're stupid, and like good luck to building your truffle and filbert in patch 1.7 9 months from now. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. All right, who cares? All right. These changes are at purple +5. If they can't do this 2x for gold, all hope is lost. All right, these are basically just explaining this right here, how this Nirvana spectrum, right? Sorry, how this Nirvana spectrum is +5 right here. These are just all of these numbers, just paste it out, and then it's done so that the devs can understand that they see this and they're like, oh, wait a minute, this is kind of good. Okay, so here's how the system is going to work. Okay, you're going to have your HP. The game gives prefixes for each one of these. The system is consistent. Work on your consistent system and make your consistent system better. Nirvana Morale, Nirvana Resolve, Nirvana Volition. All right, the Resolve, I changed the value from 4 to 18% because that number makes more sense to me. I don't know if that number makes sense. They could have the math guy do it. I don't know how the formula works. Pretty sure that's better. All right. Nirvana Volition, Nirvana Eternity, Nirvana Blaze, Nirvana Standfast, Nirvana Go, Nirvana Spectrum, Nirvana Winds, and then the Giga Nirvana, which is the Scorch equivalent, 96% HP instead of 96% attack because it's just consistent. When you get attack, it's 48%. When you get HP, it's 48%. Scorch is just 96%. It's just double. And it'll probably just be double when you max out your Scorch. So all of this is very simple. It's very straightforward. Nothing is new. Nothing is special. It's all very fucking simple. Okay. All of this is just copy and paste for Standfast, copy and paste for morale, and so this way you have your attack scalars, you have your HP scalars, and you have your defense scalars. And then these ones are the skill ones, and these ones would just be like wings inspo. The numbers on these are kind of chalk because, sorry, because if you look at wings inspo, wings inspo doesn't follow their formula. It's 100% sanity, but 32% skill efficiency. So it's more sanity and more skill efficiency. Because if it followed their formula, it'd be 4% skill efficiency. And then yeah, it would be different if it followed their formula. It would be 24% skill efficiency and then 40%, 48% max formula sanity. So I don't know how they did the math on that, but for all of these down here, these ones would just be the skill ones, and then you would have the giga skill ones. I don't know what the numbers would be, like I said. These ones kind of don't follow the formula, so yeah. And the reason why is this formula works because it is consistent and it works with their current formula, their current game model, except this bottom one. Okay. Um, and right here, I work at a factory. My job is not game dev. It is not QA. It is not none of that. I'm just stating this as a person that plays the game, put a lot of hours into the game, how the system is chalked, and how character build diversity is not a thing in the game yet, and you cannot build certain characters the way you want. And doing this will fix the current way that you can at least build characters. It'll allow you to hit different numbers, different thresholds, and you can actually have productive questions on what is a good build on a character instead of just copy pasting the current system. Okay? Thank you. Okay? Now, the last thing is, how would this work in game? In game, it would simply just be this. You go here, go to your level 65, you go to your Covanters, go select your Covanters, your rewards wouldn't be this. Wouldn't be this. They would be a whole slew. They would be this. They would be HP, Nirvana, all of this. All of these ones would be over here. Would be over here. Okay, and that would be one set of things for you to farm. It would be about the same, but the grind would be a little bit less because you don't have these bloat ones the weapon ones. The weapon ones can have their own category. If you want, you can put the weapon ones with the character ones, or just like how in this example that I show, it is Nirvana Morale. You can have the Nirvana Phoenix with the Nirvana Covanters. Okay, there is a slight overlap because I have Nirvana Standfast over here. Also have like Standfast Nirvana. It's not my job to fix that. You can just fix the overlap. Who cares? That's your job, not mine. Bye bye. Okay. And finally to end this off, am I saying this system? Why am I saying this? The biggest thing is someone came into my chat and they were talking about build diversity. Okay. And they're saying, yo, I'm playing Truffle, and Truffle, you can't do anything on Truffle. Truffle doesn't have corresponding demon wedges. This system will fix a lot of the demon wedge problems that the current system has. Okay, the current system has a lot of problems with the Covanters and all of this. Okay. Um, I did also say in the notes that the Covanters, the system, they have the wings inspo and stuff. They also have a Coventer for max sanity and inspo, I think. Wing sanity. So maybe they're two different types. I just realized that. So this is kind of like a retroactive thing. I'm not gonna put that in the video. I don't care. Um, devs listen, they can listen properly. They're not stupid like a lot of you chatters, hopefully. And yeah, it's toxic. I don't mind it. I want this game to succeed. And I said in the top, if I see the new demon wedge that's in this system, because I literally was like, wait, new demon wedge. If I see this new demon wedge, and then I see the current Coventers on the bottom of that demon wedge, nah, I'm crashing. I'm not playing this game. I'm gonna be honest. Y'all can say goodbye to me, and probably you can say goodbye to half your player base, because when people hit this part of the game, they're not gonna do this. As you can see, I'm currently farming for the last bit of my Griffins. What am I doing? Exactly. Exactly. Bye bye. I appreciate you. I hope the devs address this. They listen. They utilize this system. This system has a better structure and a better foundation for you to use. Bye bye.